All right, how do I? Yeah, and this is, I mean, up until recently, this was a gallery space where they would have like art shows. We had our Centennial Chamber Gala here. We did like a Roaring 20s theme. I was born and raised in Vermont, and then I actually went away. I was one of those young people that wanted to get out of Vermont and kind of, see things and see the world. So I ended up going to art school in New York City and thought that was kind of where I was going to want to end up. But when I was having my experience in the city, I realized that was a pretty intimidating atmosphere, and that I was actually really yearning for the quieter pace and lifestyle that I had grown up with. I'm currently the director of the Springfield Regional Chamber of Commerce here in town. My background being in art and music, it's like I never expected that this would be something that I would be doing, but at the same time, like because it's my community, it's nice to kind of, have a little bit of a different perspective to bring to the table.
Amongst these huge, beautiful, but empty industrial buildings lies potential. Springfield was once a city defined by engineering and ingenuity. Today, though, it has one of the highest poverty rates in Vermont. But people are proving daily that in Springfield, there is possibility for economic recovery. And now, with some of the fastest internet in the country, literally anything is possible.
My name is Trevor Barlow, and I am the Executive Director at the Black River Innovation Campus. I grew up working on farms, and so I've always had an infatuation with barns. And I came up one weekend and found a barn I really liked and ended up calling my wife and saying, hey, guess what? We're about to buy a farm. Unbeknownst to us at the time, the farm didn't have internet, and I was a tech CEO of a software as a service company, so that didn't work out too well. And then that was when I was doing some exploring in the area and found out that Springfield had this amazing internet, this 10 gigabit fiber connected. How come this resource is not being leveraged? Matt Dunn and Bob Flynn started discussing how they could leverage this 10 gigabit internet as well as a lot of the abandoned infrastructure in town to create a tech economy.
So in Springfield and in all of VTEL's landline area, every property has dedicated gigabit fiber, which has the potential of going faster. So a couple of years later, what we now know as the Black River Innovation Campus was formed. And the idea is to try and leverage this fast connectivity for businesses that can leverage it, but also creating the businesses that can leverage it. And hopefully that will end up becoming the economic and employment backbone for the future economy of Springfield.
We're so poised for that. Like, we have the infrastructure, we have the capacity, we have the high-speed internet, we have partnerships, we have people that are willing to collaborate.
Hopefully what we're calling the Black River Innovation Campus is an attempt to encompass all of that. Whether it's educational needs for students in our high school to learn coding, not only to prepare them for careers, hopefully here, but also to attract families that say, gee, it's cool that town has the vision and understands the need for this in terms of career planning and in terms of education. It's for growing the workforce that's going to help populate the companies that we're growing in the Black River Innovation Campus that are hopefully going to be the core employers of the community alongside our existing employers. Nothing stays static, and in some ways there's been a lot of inertia in this town left over from the legacy of the machine tool industry. It's time to move past that and to move forward.
A strong internet connection can bring about a whole new world of possibility, but it's been the people of Springfield who have truly created the possibilities for hope and a bright economic future.
The investment in Springfield started by thinking about that whole community. There was a sense of hitting rock bottom. There was a sense of people feeling like the only place to go was to work together and to move forward for a different future for Springfield.
We have 27% of residents, households in this town, that are on one of Vermont's public assistance programs, whereas 16% is the state average. We've become a community in need. How do we drive innovation and that backbone that was the machine tool industry just now in the new world of tech? What about video games? What about engineering? What are other uses of that large pipe that we have a unique ability to attract and nurture and grow and help use from an economic purpose besides a utility purpose.
Springfield represents a little bit of what we like to think of as new ruralism. Springfield is a place that has a lot of assets, but it also has a fierce collaboration of people and of local leaders. When the Park Street School investment came along, what we were really excited about was the interdependence between the Black River Innovation Campus, between the school itself, and then between the town, the municipality. And so for us, this set of projects that could all be co-located represented something that really feels like the future for the town.
Tech startups are flexible when it comes to their geography. So as far as this project is concerned specifically, as well as with, I think, rural America in general, if you have the bandwidth and you can bring the talent in, and ideally you have a lifestyle, which we definitely have here with our mountains, rivers, and lakes, you can make it happen.
My name is Marguerite Dibble. I am the CEO and founder of Game Theory. It is a company that seeks to take the design concepts and the ways that we think about video game design and apply it out to other fields and other industries for social change and education. I didn't want to have my company in LA or New York because I really like being able to take a lunch break and go walk my dog around some old farm fields. Coding and being able to work digitally, when I realized that was something I could do when I was in high school, it was the first time that I really realized that was a path to making that possible for myself. So when I realized that I could use technology, and by doing so, I could just make stuff that I could do as a job, and I could make money my own way, how I wanted to, where I wanted to, it was incredibly empowering. And so a huge motivator for me getting involved with BRIC is that's the type of empowerment, that's the type of choice that I think is really valuable to open up to people, especially kids that are growing up in rural areas where it can feel hard to get there.
A place is only as strong as its people and their ideas. When you love where you live and have committed people willing to invest in possibility, the future begins to look much different. Springfield is proving that you don't have to leave home in search of opportunity. You can find it in your own backyard.
It was not the master plan to be here all my life, but I think I'm appreciative of being in a place where hopefully in some small way I can make a difference and can have an impact on a community I obviously love and continue to love each and every day.
When you're rural, it's not always a financial transaction. It's about creating that web of community networks and support that allow this thing to survive no matter what.
To be able to think about all the pieces of what makes up a community, not just businesses, not just kids having a place to be that's safe, not just the food co-op being located downtown, but all of those things combined, that's what makes us excited about being here, and that's what makes us feel like Springfield is an example for other parts of rural Vermont.